What are we considering a peak? Like how many years? Let's go and just narrow it down, just for
Well, some people
argument's
peak
sake.
might only be 3 to 4 years. Some people might stretch it out to 5. Some people out there say LeBron got 2 separate peaks, which I don't see how you can do that. I think you only can be at your best once for a stretch. You can't be at your best twice. I just don't see that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think his peak is strictly the Heat. Did he have some great seasons outside of that? Yeah. But to say that he had a peak outside of that, no, we never seen anything close to that after
Hmm.
that or before that. Because before Heat, teams knew how to like, oh man, all we gotta do is just force him to be a jump shooter. Or if he gonna come in here, we're gonna clog the paint up.
Hmm.
When he got to the Heat, that's when he finally started realizing, okay, I have to expand my game. I'm always gonna be looked at as just a one trick pony. They know when the going get tough and I'm already hot. Oh yeah, he about to just keep driving now. So it was easy to game plan around it. Now, granted though, his first year with the Heat, how it ended was ugly, but that's still part of his peak though.
So who was in your top five?
In no order, I'm just gonna name them. I got Shaq, Bron, Kobe, Tim Duncan, and then I got a two-way tie between Jokic and Giannis.
Interesting. Interesting. Jokic and Giannis. Because you know who I had right there?
Who?
But see, I can't even really do that because they got MVPs, two of them. So they make it harder.
And Giannis got a Defense Player of the Year in there. Two of them.
Mm. Okay, so yeah. Because I was going to try to sneak Dwyane Wade in there.
I mean, he got a sleeper of a career. People be forgetting he the third best shooting guard of all time. And the two people that's ahead of him, I looked at his top 5 players all the time. Some might say Kobe top 10, but I got him as a top 5 player all the time.
Because he got the one title that he got by himself. He got the scoring title, 8 All NBAs, 3 All Defense teams. And we forget that nigga was one of the best shot blocking guards we
And
ever
only like
seen. Like,
6'4".
people forget how good he was on defense for that little stretch that he had. Like Dwyane Wade, it was like a 4-year run in Miami. He was by himself. When he had Michael Beasley as his co-star. When Shaq left, Dwyane Wade was kind of having that Kobe post Shaq. You know what I'm saying?
I got to learn how to do this myself now.
But that was the real best version of Dwyane Wade. By the time Bron them got there, he was kind of dwindling down.
I think that killed him, though, was that
Having to be
time
by
by
himself.
itself. Man, you talking about putting a whole bunch of strain on your body.
Mario Chalmers, Michael Beasley. This who you get into the playoffs with? Man, stop
Those
it.
are good supporting cast guys, but as your number 2, 3, 4th guys, no.
Dwyane Wade really didn't have no holes in his game outside of shooting. And he didn't shoot. He had years he's taking 1.5 3 a game, but he's still getting 27 points. Come on now. And then he's giving you blocks. He's giving you steals. He literally didn't have no holes in his game as a shooting guard. Super athletic, could pass, but then you can't put him over Giannis and Jokic though. Say man, Jokic should have 3 MVPs, bro. The fact that he done did what he did this postseason run, he should have had 3 MVPs, bro. Ain't no way.
So he'll take that Finals MVP.
I'm trying to understand, but like that was submitted his peak as one of the greatest peaks we done seen. If he would have got 3 MVPs and then had that final run,
Boy, they would have put him in top 20 all time automatically.
I wouldn't have been mad at it. The only question I ever had with Jokic is when he get all his pieces back, can he do it immediately? If this would have took like 2 years, he would have got knocked out and came back next year, it wouldn't have hit the same. As soon as you get your pieces back, and you come on, they drug everybody except for Suns. Let's keep it a buck. Like, and the Suns kind of got drugged.
Yeah.
So what was the 5 again? Because I put Jokic
I
over
had
there.
Shaq, Bron, Kobe, Timmy, and then Jokic / Giannis.
I can't argue with that. The only thing is, you said no order. You know, I like to argue order. That's the right 5.
In order, I have Shaq number 1 for sure.
Okay.
That second spot gonna be crazy.
I'll put Kobe right there because he 3-peated, then he repeated.
I mean, his peak is kind of funny too. Because in his peak, he getting eliminated in the first round. But then that third year, his peak is the redemption year when he finally do get the pieces. Like when everything is starting to mesh together, but he lose in the finals. And then he come out and they say, well, you know, he's been really learning his teammates. Like he's learning what they like to do outside of basketball. Then next year, they win it all.
Okay. The peak It's hard to narrow down because in 02, 03, he averaged 30. And then he had a year in goddamn 2000, 2001, he averaged 29. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, so it's like, but that 30-point season, he played all 82 games in 02, 03. He shot 45 from the field, 38% from three,
That's the
30.
year that 9-game streak of 40+ points. That year you're talking about.
Right,
And
no,
he was about to break the record because Shaq was hurt and he came back. And that's when Phil Jackson told him like to not break that record because we feel like we losing Shaq. And that's another thing. Phil Jackson, I respect Phil for getting Kobe out on the court, but in a sense, he was just like Dale Harris. He always had a leash on Kobe to satisfy what Shaq was, because Shaq was in his prime and Kobe was just entering his prime. So they was like, we'd rather go with the guy that's already in the middle of his prime / towards the end of his prime versus the guy who, Shaq been to a finals without you before. He's been in MVP talks without you before. So we would rather satisfy what he will like feel and try to cater to his needs more than yours. Kobe was in a sense treated like a stepchild. Yeah, you part of the family, but it's not the same feeling. You always feel like, man, it's just a disconnect somewhere here. And people get mad at, but Kobe was about to leave. But they ended up trading Shaq. Kobe said, you know what? Okay, y'all chose me. But then they didn't tell him the fine print. Phil, that means, okay, Shaq traded. Phil is gone. All your championship role players, they gone. And people try to talk down on that part of Kobe's career. That's an easy cheap shot. It's easy to say, oh man, he was getting out the first round. He didn't even make it to the playoffs the first year they got rid of Shaq.
Looking at the numbers and just me vaguely remembering the season and shit, say, man, Kobe peaked about 5 times. If you look at the numbers and the efficiency, but then what sets it over the top is the all defensive teams to go with playing 82 games. This is the crazy thing. Let's look at 05, 06. This was probably the best scoring version of Kobe because he averaged 35. Let's get that out the way. But he played 80 games. But he also shot 35 from three, which is average, pretty good, you know what I'm saying? And 45
During that
from
time,
the
it might be
field.
above league.
Yes, especially during that time. But he was taking 27 shots a game and he was shooting 45%. That in itself,
That
that's
is
good
crazy.
efficiency. That's good efficiency. You taking 27 shots and you shooting over 45. Come on. You see what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy. I never knew he
then,
shot. What's the record for most shots per game? Man, we'll get back to that. But man,
yeah,
that's
I'm gonna look it up for you,
27 shots.
And then he had this season in 02, 03. But it's marred by him, you know what I'm saying, doing what he did against Detroit. Let's go on, keep it a buck. But we can't forget this season though. It was a reason why he felt like he should deal what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like he was averaging 37 and 6. But
No,
this is the kicker.
that's the year before they lost to.
Oh, so 02, 03 they won? Oh,
No, 203. That's the
They
year
lost. Yeah.
Spurs. They lost to Spurs in the playoffs.
Okay. 02,
But then the
03.
next year they come back and they beat the Spurs and they play Detroit in the finals.
Well, people forgetting about 02, 03.
That's the year people were trying to argue that Kobe could have won MVP. But he finished behind KG. I'm like, this should have been between Tim Duncan and Kobe, not no KG and Tim Duncan.
This is another season. He took 23 and a half shots a game, shooting 45%. He took over 4 threes a game, shot 38%. But this the kicker, Ray. He played 82 games. People not understanding how crazy that is. It don't get more peak than that.
He was playing almost 42 minutes a game.
41 and a half, yeah. People don't understand. It don't get no more peak than that, bro. And then you giving me 37 and 6 over a course of 82 games? And he's on an all-defensive team?
Was missing. Shaq was missing a lot that season.
Oh, so hey man, it's gonna be some conversations we're gonna have. But then if I click on Shaq's, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Shaq missed 15 games that year. He averaged 27 and a half, 11, and 2.4 blocks.
I think we can give it to Shaq on this basis to be number one, but why I kind of could push back on it too. Because man, the best season Shaq had statistically, it was the 99-2000 year. That's the year they won the first one.
And mind
But
you, this is 24-year-old Kobe.
so Shaq was at 30
And
points a
he's
game, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks. God damn. Played 79 games. He led the league in field goal percentage, 57%. And he took 21 shots a game. He took 21 shots a game and shot 57%. Even though they all like low post looks and shit like that, they're still 21
he did.
shots.
Hey, what we do got to remember though is
He had that
that
little
wasn't his
hook shot. He
He
had
was
some of them
that.
some little
Hey,
moves. He had moves. I ain't gonna say he ain't no, but we not finna act like his bag was just deep. Come on now, we not gonna do that though.
that bank hook shot, the drop step, the turn, little shimmy.
His
Every
bag was cool, but
every post move you can think of, he had. Let me just say that.
Right, come on now.
When somebody is that dominant and that big, you automatically remember them from just punishing people on the post versus, dang, this dude really had a lot of skill that we overlooked. Yeah, I remember the little jump hook and all. No, man, that dude had an array of moves when it came to his post moves.
So are we saying from 99 2000 to 2002-03 was Shaq's peak?
I say that 99-2000 season to 02. They three-peat. That's his peak. And I say Tim Duncan's is his first championship in that 98-99 season to 03 when he won his MVP and his second championship that year. Those 4 years.
See, Tim Duncan was like 26, basically 26, 13 and 4, 2.5 blocks, 50%.
Tim peaked early in his career. He came out the gate really already in peak form, just about. And then once Parker and Ginobili got on board and they kind of got rolling, Tim was like, I'm still the number one option, but shoot, I can roll back a little bit now. I got some legit guys here now.
But is this really a peak for Tim Duncan? That 01-02, that was a really impressive statistical year just by looking at it. But he didn't win a championship this year. And it's like he never touched 25 a game. But you can say that's his peak. Because my thing is, peak is like your best statistical season that goes along with you winning.
I don't think.
It don't even got to be winning, but it's like, it don't got to be winning.
I don't think your peak has to be you was just going on a scoring outburst and all that stuff either, though.
Just the best version of him as a player?
Yeah. And I think that's the best we say. I think you put Tim Duncan in what I'm saying his peak years is, because technically I guess you can say Shaq's peak is 2000 through 02. And I'll say Tim Duncan is 99 through 03. I'll say Kobe's is 05 through 2010. You can criticize that 05 and 06 years. Well, 05 through 07, really. But once 08 through 10 came, man, Kobe was on a mission.
The NBA was lucky he wasn't on a good team. His best years, come on, bro. To take 27 shots a game, bro. And we know Kobe shots. That's the thing that'll make you be like, come on, bro. You know Kobe and know the shots he used to take. For him to shoot that many at that high of a percentage, both from the field and from three, to go along with the games played. Come on, bro. And then to go along with the two-way, like when you think about a peak, the best, come on, bro. I'm giving you 30 a game for 82 games. I'm locking down the best player to the point where I'm getting first team all defense. Man. Because I ain't never think about Kobe peak, because I used to be like, yeah, when Kobe was at his peak, he wasn't doing. But then Kobe had a 2-year spike here, like 30 a game. So happened, and I'm shooting 38 from 3 and 46 from the field. Like, come on, man. That's crazy. That shit's crazy, bro. And Kobe shots, just Kobe, the way, I don't know. That threw me for a loop. I never look at Kobe's stats because with me, Kobe was more of a feeling player, a mentality player for me. He was everything I would want in a basketball player from top to bottom, just the way he approached the game, the way he think about the game, the way he played the game. That's crazy. I ain't know his peak was that goddamn good. The fact that nobody puts him in conversations as a top 3 player is ridiculous, bro. What he doing is ridiculous. Like, as an overall basketball player, that's ridiculous.
People fail to realize some of his best years as a young guy was with the most dominant player we've ever seen in basketball.
The most interesting career in the history of the league.
One of Shaq's most dominant playoff runs. Kobe is right there, averaging 29. People try to throw you for a loop and try to trick you out of thinking how great Kobe was. They say, well, go to his finals numbers. We can do that. Shaq didn't have a co-star that was averaging 25 or more. How you gonna call that a sidekick? No, we both hosting this show. We Key and Peele.
Hey.
This ain't Chappelle and Charlie Murphy. Like, no. We both on the stage opening this show up.
Got the same size headshot on the post.
But listen, the block don't teach expressing yourself. They tell you spread your wings, don't share your wealth. The poison mind of an adolescent is mad depressing. Nothing more dangerous than an empty mind in the crowded section. Don't come half-stepping.